we just watched one of those days in the crypto market where you have huge volatility. Now, did I expect the price to drop? Yes. But did I think it was going to be this volatile? No. While you're in the crypto market, make sure you understand what we went through. Like we talked about this just in the last video, saying we may go up to this point to liquidate all of those people. At that time, it was 670 million to be liquidated. What happened in the market with all this volatility is 700 million plus got liquidated. So that thought process was right. Then we went in further, talking about this as a possibility. Now look at the chart. That is confirmed. So we were not wrong. If you go back another day, we came here in this video around 8 minutes 30 seconds. We talked about this possibility. What did I say? At that point, the price was 63, but just have a listen to it. Don't go ultra levered. You're going to get one more leg here. If that's going to 70, 72, there should be something. There should be a pullback. There should be a consolidation. Whatever it is, it's going to happen. Now, we can say, yes, that did happen. I was really volatile, but during the same time, you have some of these assets running up like crazy, 70+% for the day, 120% for the week. Now, did we get the entire pie? No. But did we know that was coming? Yes, we did. We entered at the right time. We got out at the wrong time, for sure. But I thought that's a decent ROI. So when I entered, I informed you guys. When I exited, I did the same. Right now in the market, you have a ton of information to digest properly so you know what's coming ahead. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now, this particular trade was just yesterday, right? During that time, we pushed the bag went up like 14.5x. And it still continued to the upside. Like if you go back a little bit, in December, this was how we saw that. Yeah, it was going up, fine. And then at one point, you dropped through, that was like 3 days back, right? You dropped, then you started going up. You started making a new high within the last 30 days frame. And then, boom, it popped. On Lisk, Den, Qtum, XCC, few other assets which popped. So we literally saw that going up. But remember, it's not about it's going up and then it dropped. It's about knowing where to slowly take your profits out. So as I was skimming the profits out with the capital, then plus the profits, I informed you guys. That seems to be one of the best decisions in the market. That's how you go back in. Because if you go back 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, or all these posts which we made yesterday before the price dropped, think we didn't make 69 at that point, but we did inform you on the video that this only will happen at 69, at the high of 69. What did the price do? It went up, they say hi, liquidated them, and then dropped. This is what the whales do. This is what I said yesterday, right? This is what the financial institutions, the whales, they do. They want your money. For us, it's hard. We are retailers. We have to try to look forward and see things like this. And if we do see them playing out, fine, use it for your advantage. So when the price went up, after saying this, when the price went up, when we were at that range, 69,000, just below that, I gave you guys this. Hanging man. Did I say that? I think I did. Yeah. Hanging man candle. And the moment it confirmed, I told you guys, watch. This is how a hanging man plays out. At that point, price was still decent. It started slowing down, just like we told you, the negative divergence. But the price slowed, 66,000, close to that. But what happened after that was way, way rude from the market because the whales were so much in preparation to kick those people out. Now, what I missed at that point was to look at a 4-hour chart, being honest. I missed looking at that time horizon because I had seen this. I'm like, whoa, that doesn't look good. Why? The price did go high, made a new local high, but the RSI collapsed. That was a warning signal that this drop can be a little bit volatile than the previous ones. But again, if you know history, you understand that this market is right now at one point where you can make money. And that's the only reason why you see the guy XRP is still holding on to this breakout. You went up, you broke that, you're now retesting that. That's cool. At least we're doing that instead of coming back down here at 0.5, 0.3 and staying there. We're not doing that now. We're doing something greater. Remember, we also talked about the total market cap, the crypto, right? The altcoins. And it was really interesting to see. Say in these videos when I was going through them, I remember, taking through the range, showing you guys, look at this. This range usually comes a little bit down, test that range, and then go up. Now, if you go into the market and look at where we are, we saw massive volatility. Now, put that on the same horizon, a daily chart, and it seems like, yes, that went even lower. It touched that moving average. So it kind of works, right? It kind of works. And if you use it to your advantage, your portfolio will look a lot different. Now, that's where I say, like, okay, watch. If the market is showing us something like this, and we're still about 2.5 trillion, or at least close to that, we're not back to a trillion, we're not back to 1.5 trillion or 2, we're at 2.5 trillion. And then you go look at, okay, where is the money now? $165 billion. That's not a small amount. In 24 hours into Tether. So there has been a lot of people who are liquidated. There has been a lot of people who just went out. There has been a lot of people who had to step out. Now, the moment they see the price going back up, they will all jump back in. Now, do I expect this to rally right away? No, I wouldn't say that, because the way the strength is now looking at, I really would like to see this strength making something like this, which means the price coming a little bit down, or at least to make this as a double bottom, would be cool. That is something we really, really would like to see. But at the same time, I personally would like to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping and dropping hard. That's where you see altcoins taking off. Now, if you take a step back, you go on, say a macro chart here using Bitcoin dominance. This is what you are looking at. The trend has been to the downside from a long period of time. I don't know from how long I've been talking about this. We're slow. We are not breaking through that. We're still below that, which is cool. Now, the question is, are we breaking this pattern to the upside, or are we going to go to the downside? If this happens to be a distribution and you see this breaking to the downside, that's going to be a huge something for the entire altcoin market. So if you're in altcoins and people are kind of, mocking you now, it would look a lot different in maybe next 3 weeks, 5 weeks time. People would start calling you. I literally started getting calls from my relatives, friends, church guys, all of them about crypto. That means retail is now starting to enter this game, and they are not looking at complete Bitcoin movement. They are looking at the altcoins, especially the shape. Pepe, all these meme coins, they were talking about those. But now we know that with this amount of volatility, levered longs has been kicked out. You will now see those who shorted the market buying back, which push the price back up, and that should push again back to the downside. That would be one of the best opportunity if you haven't used the current one for your advantage, because the market doesn't always give you this. This is one of the reasons why I say, look at what's happening. Because if someone who bought this and held this for 14 years is selling them, I have hard time agreeing on the fact that we may go up to $200,000, $300,000, $250,000 like that. Now, I agree on the fact that when we are reaching the all-time highs, we get some volatility. That's for sure. It's cool. I agree. Because as of now, we're still here. Remember, we talked about the possibility of it reaching what? 80, 85. We had the thought process, clear thought process of saying if the RSI on a monthly for Bitcoin is not reaching that level, say 80, 85 is what I think I was arguing, right? If we are not there at 80 to 85, I think we may still have some room. Right now, we're at 73, 74 range. So I would argue like, okay, we still have some upside. Remember, we had a pattern which this asset played out. So don't forget the past, especially the recent past, the most recent past. Why? Because when you take that most recent past, you kind of get an idea of what the price is doing or what may happen, right? For sure. Let's remove the volatility. Let's try to be accurate and see what happened. Okay, now we're here. So there's a lot of panic. There's a lot of calls for this is a bear market kind of thing, or at least people doubting whether this is a bull market. You are here, not here or here. There is a big difference in that. Now, that's a daily. You don't have a negative divergence yet on the monthly or on the weekly, which is confirmed, which is a huge thing. Why do I say that? Because historically speaking, you get one on a monthly. Till this point in each and every cycle, you had one. Right now, you still don't. Think about that. So if the price this time around is about to go down, I don't know how long, and then go back up, and the price here shows something like this to the RSI, great, fine. That's where the top is. But right now, you don't have that. So what can we look forward to? What should be the most ideal scenario? I would say, let's actually flush a lot more, right? My trades will also get hit for sure. But this 21%, for some reason, Bitcoin has been addicted to that 21% kick out this season. And when I say this season, each and every time. And that was one of our indicator which we used to call that one and buy back into the market at 38, which sincerely helped us. Look at that trade bag. That sincerely helped us to go through all of this. And that's why when I buy, I inform you. When I sell, I inform you. Now, going back, that 21% for Bitcoin has been something. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. It literally obeyed that rule. So what if this time we're going to look for that 21%? That's going to be somewhere close to $54,000, $55,000. We've only seen 59 till this point. So I won't neglect the fact that that can happen. Why? Because there is another structure like 1, 2, 3, and this is looking like a fake out, complete fake out, right? So that 3 was just till this point. This was a fake out by the market, trapped a lot of people in, now going back down. What if that's the scenario? Even at that point, we would really like to see the Bitcoin dominance holding on or dropping to the downside. This is the ideal scenario for us. Why though? Because when you go break down Bitcoin chart, this is something we are watching. Now, we literally went through like maybe 10, 15 different charts trying to give you guys the best information out there as possible. Now, this is the history. We talked about that. This is our history. We went through that. This is the history. If you go back last 6 months, 9 months, a year, you will see all of this is not just words. It's the education for the SI family each and every time. Now, if you haven't liked this video yet, smash that. Now, let's break this down. Fine. Look at this. You have a similar structure here which lasted around 80 days. And for Bitcoin, it was not a trending higher, making new high, kind of a bombardment phase. It was kind of a consolidation, a distribution phase. So if that's what we're going to see, last time we had a 25% drop. Yes, the price still went back up, made a new high. You still dropped. You still went up to make a new high. for sure, but that did not last long. That did not make euphoric highs. It wasn't a consolidation, or in the other words, each time the price went up, someone was selling. Yes, the argument out there, at least till this point, was like, okay, there is no enough supply. I agree. And I was also on that side. But the moment I actually saw someone from 2010 is selling, whoa, that's supply. You don't need the miners to mine more supply when there is like 90% or 80% of the supply is already with retail. Meaning 80% is mined and 80% of that or 70% of that is with retail, the whales. They can just dump, and that's the supply. You don't need miners to mine that much. Now I'm like, okay, I remember this is something exactly same which we discussed about the property market in New Zealand, in Australia, a couple of years back when people were arguing, no, there is no supply. As I watch this, it won't go down. And then, boom, that dropped. Why? People were selling, more supply came into the market, right? Now, the exact same thought process. You will get more supply as the price attract them to sell more. One of the primary things is when you get such a big drop here and then you enter, you have to look at it. Meaning your momentum has faded. Each high, when you're making, if you're making a higher high with a higher momentum, great. If the momentum is fading and the drop is bigger, question that trend. Maybe the trend is slowing down. And historically speaking, once you actually get these kind of drops, it's like 15-20 days. It will stay there. And during that 15-20 days, it will look a lot like this, right? Sure, that's something we are looking at. Agreed. And that's like, maybe a 12-hour chart, 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart. You'll see those kind of fluctuation. But if you keep that picture in mind, you'll have to put that idea. By the end of this month, you'll actually see this playing out. And when that plays out, keep this in mind. If the momentum is low and you're not making much of a bigger highs, we have trouble. We have trouble. Those who hold Bitcoin, for those who hold Bitcoin, altcoins, they're going to do massively, massively from this point. That's what I strongly believe. Because when you do take the average here and say you plot it to the upside, you say, okay, I'm going to look for a 30% up. That's like $71,000, $72,000. Okay, it's 33%. Let's be accurate. Yeah, $73,000. So if we do that, take your profits. You're writing this as an asset. Or expect another volatility there. Because during this phase, it was not just altcoins running up. There was a lot of corrections in between too. But the difference is, Bitcoin is not going higher, higher, higher. It's consolidating. Also going higher and dropping and then going higher. So it does a 5x drop 50%, does another 10x drop 50%. That's what we're going to see. And as of now, it would be really hard to agree or even imagine that's coming our way. But the moment you actually see that, wow, this guy was right. What's the benefit? Because that's the reality at that point. You cannot take benefit of that move in the market. If the market is showing you this, decide what you want to do. Even in yesterday's video, we argued we are here. We are most likely there. Now, what does that mean? We are most likely there. We had the same exact structure. Agreed. We broke higher, retested, bounced. Agreed. But during that phase, the market did what? The market did 30% correction before it actually went up nuts. So if you are scared of what the market is doing, you cannot be in crypto. It's only been 20%. Compared to the history, that should be 30. So maybe something more is coming. So keep this in mind. The market will play whatever it can, do whatever it can to make sure you are getting out. Remember, when the momentum fades and the drop increases, question it. Whether it's altcoins, whether it's Bitcoins, question it. Start taking your capital out. Guys, again, if you received value, smash that like button. And if you'd like to follow these trades and make benefit or take benefit of all these, for next 2 months, 3 months when this really exists. Follow the SI family. We have 1,000 plus members taking benefits of whatever I'm posting in the SI family. You can use the link in the description below to reach me there. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.